Once upon a time, nestled among rolling green fields and forests of tall, whispering trees, there was a peaceful little village. Life here was simple and happy. In the meadows and woods surrounding the village lived a wonderful community of animals. There were gentle cows with big, brown eyes, playful goats with twitching ears, cheerful birds that sang from every branch, fluffy rabbits that hopped through the clover, and even a shy, graceful deer that would sometimes peek out from the edge of the forest. Everyone, both people and animals, lived in harmony, sharing the beauty of the land. In this very village lived a child named Aalizil. Aalizil was known for two things: a heart full of kindness and a spirit full of courage. But more than anything, Aalizil loved animals. Every single day was an adventure with them. In the morning, Aalizil would sprinkle seeds for the birds, their happy chirps filling the air like music. Aalizil would have longed one-sided conversations with the cows, who would listen patiently, chewing their cud. And the afternoons were often spent playing chase with the nimble goats, their bleats of joy echoing through the fields. The bond between Aalizil and the animals was special, a friendship built on trust and gentle care. One ordinary afternoon, something extraordinary and terrifying happened. A strange orange glow appeared on the horizon, and the clear blue sky began to fill with thick, gray smoke. A fire had sparked in the nearby forest. Fanned by a sudden breeze, the flames began to creep closer and closer, a slow but relentless monster moving toward the peaceful village. Panic rippled through the animal world first. The birds, sensing the danger from above, flew in frantic, disorganized circles, their songs replaced with cries of alarm. The cows in their pastures began to moo loudly, a deep, mournful sound of fear. The smaller creatures, the rabbits, the squirrels, the field mice scurried blindly, their instincts screaming at them to run, but they didn't know where to go. The villagers soon saw the smoke and smelled the fire. Confusion and fear spread among them just as quickly. Some people shouted, others ran back and forth, unsure of what to do first. The threat of the fire was overwhelming, and for a moment, it seemed like chaos would take over. But then, Aalizil, seeing the absolute terror in the eyes of the animals, felt a surge of determination. Aalizil's love for them was stronger than any fear. "We have to save them," Aalizil declared, a small voice ringing out with surprising authority. Without a second of hesitation, Aalizil sprang into action. The first stop was the village well, where the old warning bell hung. Aalizil pulled a rope with all their might, and the loud, urgent clang, clang, clang cut through the noise and confusion. Hearing the signal, villagers came running from every direction, their faces etched with worry. As they gathered, Aalizil, standing tall despite the growing smoke, laid out a clear, smart plan. "Some of you, please bring buckets of water to slow the fire near the fields," Aalizil directed, pointing toward the edge of the village. "The rest of us, we need to guide the animals to the riverside. The fire can't cross the water." The plan was simple, logical, and gave everyone a purpose. The villagers, grateful for the direction, quickly organized themselves. Buckets were passed down a line from the well, and a group of brave men and women headed off to create a water barrier. Meanwhile, Aalizil ran to the barns and sheds, throwing open every gate and door. "Come on, everyone, this way," Aalizil called, their voice calm and reassuring, a beacon of peace in the middle of the panic. The frightened cows and goats, who knew and trusted that gentle voice, began to follow. Aalizil walked slowly at first, letting them get used to moving as a group, never rushing them, never shouting. For the birds that were still circling in confusion, Aalizil had another idea. Aalizil got some villagers to wave large, colorful clods in the air, herding the flock of birds like an airborne shepherd, gently guiding them toward the safety of the river. The smallest animals were the trickiest. They were hiding in bushes, frozen with fear. Aalizil organized the other children to carefully gather them. Rabbits, hedgehogs, and even a few lost squirrels were gently placed into large wicker baskets, carried carefully in their arms. The smoke was getting thicker now, stinging their eyes and making it hard to breathe. The heat from the approaching fire could be felt on their skin. But Aalizil didn't panic. With every step, Aalizil offered a soft word of encouragement to the animals, and a brave smile to the other helpers. This unwavering courage was contagious, inspiring everyone to keep going. Aalizil was everywhere at once, helping a stray calf, calming a nervous horse, and ensuring every single creature was moving safely away from the danger. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the wide, cool river. The animals instinctively knew they were safe here. The cows drank from the water, the goats began to graze on the green grass along the bank, and the birds settled in the trees on the opposite side. The fire raged on at the edge of the village, but the villagers' water line and the natural barrier of the river held it back. They worked together tirelessly, and eventually, the fire was contained and began to die down. As the smoke cleared and the orange glow faded from the sky, a great sense of relief washed over everyone. The village was safe, and more importantly, the animals were safe. A loud cheer went up from the villagers. They gathered around Aalizil, patting Aalizil on the back, thanking the child who had thought so clearly and acted so bravely. Even the animals seemed to understand. The cows nuzzled Aalizil with their big heads, the goats nudged gently, and the birds sang a sweet, thankful melody from across the river. They all gathered around their young friend, a silent circle of gratitude. From that day forward, Aalizil was no longer just Aalizil. The villagers gave Aalizil a new name, the little hero of the village. The story of the fire and the great animal rescue was told and retold for years to come, and everyone in that village, young and old, learned a very important lesson that day. They learned that true heroes aren't always the biggest or the strongest. True heroism comes from a heart full of compassion, a mind that stays clear in a crisis, and the courage to protect those who cannot protect themselves. It's about bravery, care, and a kind heart, all working together. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. If you enjoyed this tale of courage and kindness, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more heartwarming stories. We love sharing these adventures with you. See you next time.